Part 2 of the Jeff Minter story. We're in chapter 1 here, the early years. I looked at Centimate last time. In the fall of 1981, Jeff resumed his university studies at Oxford Polytechnic with a plan to major in computer science. But his highly educated career was waylaid again, this time permanently, when he collapsed one morning after commuting to school. Diagnosed with pericarditis and inflammation of the lining of the heart, and required complete rest for several months. Moving on to the VIC-20. Although it was more expensive than the Sinclair computers, the Commodore VIC-20 was still a low-cost computer, but with fewer compromises. It had a full-size keyboard, color graphics, and sound. Its appealing features and low price made it the first home computer to sell over 1 million units, including the Minter family. There is the Commodore VIC-20. Rocks. Now you will see on my YouTube channel, I have recorded a couple of Rocks videos. With little else to do but rest and program, Jeff drove into the VIC-20, rapidly creating a few games. Soon he created an original game called Rocks, in which a lunar lander on the moon surface had to shoot down incoming meteors. It proved to be quite fun, and Jeff and his father Patrick both played it a great deal that Christmas. So the videos I'm talking about is Rock 6.4, which would have come along a bit later on the Commodore 64. But this is the VIC-20. You can zoom in on a screenshot of that. Rocks on the VIC-20. My diary for 21st of March 1982 contains one word, Llamas, from which I deduced that this was the day that Llamasoft was formed. Patrick Minter, Jeff's father. So we're at 1982 right now. A fast, prolific programmer, Jeff was able to get several games ready for the summer 1982 launch of Llamasoft. These included Rocks, as well as a VIC-20 version of his 3D maze game, but also a new game in which players dropped bombs from an aircraft onto a city. This was one of many clones of the Commodore game Blitz, which itself had been inspired by Atari's game Canyon Bomber. Defender. The game that would put Llamasoft on the map began as a clone of the Williams arcade machine Defender. It was customary at the time Llamasoft at first sold its unauthorized version by the same title, before quickly changing it to the slightly less problematic Defender with an A on the end. There it is. Llamasoft set up its first trade show booth at the Commodore Computer Show held from June 3rd to 5th, 1982 in Hammersmith, London. Handmade copies of Defender on cassette tape sold out on the first day of the show, and Jeff's parents ended up having to hastily produce more copies that weekend. Pictured here. Likely the first magazine advertisement for Llamasoft, this dates to June 1982. The company's game library consisted of two titles, Defender and Bomb Buenos Aires, which could be ordered separately or on both sides of the same cassette tape for a cheaper price. Zoom in on that. You can hide the captions as well if you want, for a better look at it. It says VIC-20 at the top. Llamasoft software. Arcade quality games for the VIC-20. Defender's there for £10. Bomb Buenos Aires. Oh dear, flatten the £4.95. Or both programs on one cassette for only £12.95. Available from Llamasoft. Tracks. There's an early Llamasoft title, fell into the genre known as paint games. You had to cover every line on the screen in your spaceship without hitting the enemy ships patrolling the same grid of lines. So that was Tracks for the VIC-20. Ratman, an action game in which the player had to whap falling rats with a hammer. Ratman was one of Jeff's first attempts at something approaching an original game. It was only advertised in a few Llamasoft mail order ads before being pulled from sale because Jeff wasn't happy with its quality. There's a shot of Ratman, and you got the option to play it. It's Ratman. Controls. You move left, you move right, and hammer smash with the A button. Nice to have you got the option to remap the controls down there too, I saw that. Ratman. Now, because we've moved from the ZX81 up to the VIC-20, you may notice we now have sound. VIC-20 had some sound. Jeff Minter made this in 1982, a freaked out game from Llamasoft. So what do? You can't let them land on you. I bet your remaining men will soon beat what? You just walk up to them and bash them. Flat. Go back the other way. Yeah, very simple game. And they fall through holes. Do I fall down there? I don't. Okay, I was got from below. You haven't got a hope. Might as well give up now. Behold, the hand of God descends. Game over, mate. Try that again. Hey! He went straight down there. Hey! Move! Up. I tried to go to the right. Hey! If that was Vor, I don't know. My foot. Hey, I didn't have time to... It's game over. So he pulled that one. And that was Ratman. Now to the Spectrum. Launched in April 1982, the Spectrum was the successor to the ZX81 that added support for colour graphics. This important upgrade made it a much more appealing platform for gaming, and the Spectrum became one of the more popular British gaming platforms during the 1980s. There is the ZX Spectrum, the original rubber keyed. Might be a 16K or a 48K model. While Llamasoft was beginning to pick up in sales and recognition, Jeff's relationship with his business partners had soured. He was only entitled to 30% of the earnings from his games. With the backing of his parents, Hazel and Patrick, Jeff was able to break from the partnership, going forward independently while retaining the Llamasoft name. Defender was selling well, and an American game publisher called Hezware wanted to release it, retitling it Aggressor. Jeff took this opportunity to switch things around for the UK market as well, replacing the human characters with llamas, and retitling the game Anday's Attack. This was the first chance the US audience had to get to know the name Jeff Minter. Anday's Attack. Got the option to play this one. Not too complex. It was released on the VIC-20. Or it said VIC-20 there. Ensure that an 8K or 16K expander is fitted to the VIC. Yes, it definitely VIC-20. Turn on the machine and press shift. While holding down shift, tap the run stop key. You should see press play on tape appear on the screen. The old memories of the old loading tape games into the VIC-20. The instructions there on setting skill levels, the gameplay, a breakdown, Llamasoft, the controls. You move up, you move down, move left, you move right, you fire a weapon with A, and the smart bomb is X. What? Aha, so it's Defender. And it's rock hard as well. You got llamas down the bottom. Frick. Frick! Are you kidding me? What's that? Want to turn around, but they're taking the llamas. Yeah. Smart bomb. Now I've run out. So that's a skill level on 0 there. Put the skill level to 3 or something. Was it even harder? I'll put the skill level to 5. put the skill level to 9 all the way up. Highest skill level. It's hard. What about rescuing them? Or do you have to do that? Or just let them fall down? Andy's attack. A defender clone. Llamasoft, the early days. Llamasoft evolved alongside the personal computer in Britain. Jeff recounts the earliest days of the company, from getting his first ZX81 to the early success of Andy's attack. As 1982 came to a close, Jeff Minter had found his calling. He was an independent game designer who would forge his own path in this novel industry. Before the year was out, he would release his first massive hit. Lift off. Unless you can watch the video. I think I'll watch I'll watch the videos separately. But what I'm doing here with these recordings is just going over a little bit of history and playing some of the games. Jeff Minter's story, part 2, concludes. See you next time.